Okay, this is a bit weird. We come back on the 28th of September 2031. That if you don't follow me on Twitter or Twitch, that is baffling. So of course, the end of last season, let's go to that. Let's talk you through how that ended and as to why we are very close to the start of a new season. So the back end of last year was nothing short of a total disaster. We lost to Solihull Moors, we lost to Yeovil, and then one win from the final 8 games saw us finish depressingly 15th in the Vanarama National League table. You can see it there then, 55 points, a minus 11 goal difference, and pain, a lot of pain, to the point where I recorded a bit of this video thinking it would be the start of this video yesterday. Sense the mood from this clip. Just end the nightmare. End the nightmare this season. Get it out of my life. The collapse I've had to sit through in the last few months of this season, I've never felt, and I've never. So this is a disgrace. Okay, so we are back now. I streamed the entire summer window, not the entire, but the sort of 90% of the summer window over on Twitch. If you want to watch the VOD of a few hours, 3 or 4 hours, you can do. I go through the whole process. It's something I could upload to my YouTube channel, but without the chat next to it is a little bit confusing to go through. Late Night Ben was in full effect. Late night streaming with me is a minefield of what I will or won't say, and usually will say. It's dangerous. So I wasn't happy. 15th was not good enough, and we had to go through some mass change. That meant releasing a lot of players. That meant bringing in some key individuals and narrowing down the squad. This is now what the squad looks like. As you can see, we have streamlined the life out of it. Let's talk you through some of the players that have signed then. There are some exciting individuals that have joined us and some very surprising and painful exits. So once again, release transfers has brought about a few names that are a bit surprising. Maybe Colette Hone, Taundry, Long and Brown have all gone. A few names there as well that you're probably not as familiar with, but those are the key men that left us and have sort of completely sort of trimmed down the squad. A lot of the players have moved down to under 23 or under 19 duty, under 18 duty, and a few of them as well, as we come back to the transfer history very briefly, as we go to all transfers, have left. Shimron Eaton and Akohin both left on free transfers. Getting those two boys off the wage bill, to me, was quite a big deal, right? I mean, Eaton has got off the wage bill and then is doing no money at all. Akohin, £625 for a side that are not even in my division, I don't believe. No, they're playing in the pitching in Southern Premier Central, and he's on £625 a week. That's more than anyone in my team, I know. Lul Mamour has gone as well. He was one of the regens that came through our youth system this summer. Doesn't look all that good. Has gone to Cheltenham. They really want him, apparently. Fair enough. And the big one, I mean, wow. This is what we thought would eventually happen and happened at the very end of the transfer window, is that Birmingham City came in for Philip Olkanainen and he has left, which has hindered our chances potentially next season. The pace, the dribbling, the finishing. There was a lot to love about this man. He will go down in Thames history as the man that maybe could have been the guy, but not quite now, leaving after 2 years. He's not even made sort of David Hoey levels of success for me. 18 and 25, 19 and 35. It's two phenomenal seasons that, sadly for him, will pale into insignificance when you look at the end of the series and end of the save, but I'm sure we'll remember him fondly as the Finn that, well, is finished. I say that, he's only 19, So what have we done? How have we reworked the side? Well, there are the list of names that have joined us in our pursuit of glory this year. Some of them are very exciting. Some of them are regular. The first one we made is Histro Trendelfelderov, maybe. Similar to that. Great news about him. Really good left back, really solid. And you just divert your eyes. Bravery has gone through the floor. He's broken his ankle and is out for 6 weeks to 2 months. Fantastic. The league season starts next week. So yeah, Hristo has joined us. He was going to be a starting left back for us. I really like the fact he physically was pretty good. Mentally has some nicely well-rounded attributes. He was going to play in the sort of the wing back role as well. It all made sense. He's not going to play there now. Sam Hill is of course going to take that spot again, as he's prone to do. So yeah, a bit devastating really to lose him so early on. I don't know if he'll be able to work his way back into the side. Some of his attributes like that bravery has gone completely down. So I don't know, maybe he won't be the same player anymore. Next up, the day after that, was Shawn Morgan. And again, you can go back and watch the VOD of all of this. You can see how it all unfolded as we look through players. It takes a long time to get to this point. Shawn Morgan, then, the 26-year-old from Northern Ireland. Looks like a very, very good sort of ball-winning midfielder. The rock next to someone maybe more creative or an athlete. Really good teamwork, decent tackling as well. Joins us from Eastbourne Borough, who again play in divisions below us, but as you've seen, sort of these divisions are a minefield of non-league excellence. So you can see there then, Shawn Morgan, comes in £210 a week, not too bad really, an important player, probably will feature a fair amount for us this season. Quite excited to see how he gets on. And on the reverse of that, someone completely different really, someone who is a creative force that has played for Liverpool and Norwich and other sides in a previous life. You can see there Hamilton, Burnley, Morecambe, more recently in this save, Luton Town and Kettering in the Vanarama National League North, but not that long ago, played in the Championship. I say a Liverpool youth player with a lot of good technical and mental attributes, physically not the player he once was, but as a deep line playmaker to come on and control a game and to take the tempo. I think he's the right sort of player for us to have. Again, current ability, potential ability, a lot of you will ignore the stars. I think it gives you a pretty good indication that he's middle of the road kind of player. Not someone I necessarily want to start, but definitely has a place in this side. And we've got him on an appearance fee only of £190, which is really good for our wage budget, which is taking a hit once again financially. We'll talk about that in just a moment. The next man we bring in, and this is going to be confusing to some of you, Sam Allardyce. Of course, there's a famous manager called Sam Allardyce. This is his nephew. So welcome Sam Allardyce, the central defender. Of course, his uncle was a footballer as well, a centre back, and at 5'11", that's probably the biggest weakness for him. Again, very middle of the road, very good player to come in and feature when called upon. Lots of 10s to sort of 13 attributes, really, really nice. Again, just a solid player to have in this side, and will probably feature for me more than I plan, but I expect him to feature a fair amount. I don't know, it's weird. He just looks quite well-rounded, and we don't have a lot of that. He's not the best centre-back we've bought, though. That we will get to. Now, I'm doing this in chronological order. The next transfer was Dawib Cabbage. Now, in my stream yesterday, it was called Cabbage on a regular occasion. Dawib Cabbage, or Cabbage, maybe, comes in. We are excited about this man for a number of reasons. That acceleration, those physical attributes look really good. 6'5" of pretty good aerial ability, and this is before we talk about the fact he's got 16 finishing. The Pole, I think is the phrase, 18 years of age. I actually can't believe we've got him. He just looks like a player that's got lots of things to be excited about. Maybe lacks the work rate a little bit, maybe lacks the passing in link-up play, but Norwich have released him. We've picked him up on a free transfer, and this was a big moment for us. We didn't think we'd get him, but we ended up getting him. 70% of my chat thought there's no way. The 30% were proven correct, and he joins us as one of the players this year that I'm hoping will catapult us to glory. His strike partner, because of Al-Kalain, and we'll sort of skip to it, has just been signed about a week ago. Martin York, a name that I'm sure is familiar to you. Now, while he lacks pace, he's got pretty much everything else. The bravery, composure, off-the-ball teamwork, finishing ability, and the right amount of balance, jumping, reach, and acceleration to be good enough at this level. And of course, lots of you remember we had him on loan for a period of time as well a couple of seasons ago. 10 goals in 20 games that season. If you can produce that again for us this year, we'll be pretty happy. He has had a free spell over at Barry Town where he's not really featured at all. Played a few games for their sort of non-league, also their non-competitive sides. And joins us back here. One friendly appearance so far, 2 goals. Martin York, welcome back. We like him a lot. Right, back to where we were then, and Segun Ocon is our best player. Welcome, Segun Ocon, who on the surface doesn't look like anything special, but the more you realise the rest of our side and how we line up with those guys, this is the man, right? He's so beautifully well-rounded, fantastic decision-making, good passing, tackling, work rate, vision, good stamina as well. This is the kind of player that I would still have in my side if we got to sort of League One level. That's how good I think this guy is. The fact we've been able to get him, QPR let him go to Cirencester, I think it is, where he had a phenomenal season in the pitching in Southern Premier South, where Cohen has just gone. 17 assists, 5 goals. If he produces anything like that at this level, right? He's played at a higher level, he's played at a lower level, and now he's sort of settling at the Vanarama national level, where hopefully he's going to be a catalyst for a lot of good in this side. I'm very excited to see how he gets on. This could be a difference maker, and we've not had many of those in this whole series. All right, 3 more names to rattle off before we conclude then. We've got Lee Perkins, who was just the best loan option that I could afford. I don't necessarily think I'm going to play him that much. Like he's also left-footed, similar to Ocon, so them two in the centre, it's a little bit of a mishmash, but the amount of times you play 2 right-footed players in there, it's not too bad. Physically, good. Mentally, very interesting, very aggressive, very brave, great work rate. As a ball winner, it makes a lot of sense to have him in the side. His anticipation, pretty good for this level as well. He will start for me. I just worry that if he's going to be a starter for me, like the unambitious stuff, dives into tackle stuff, I feel like he's going to get suspended a lot. So I don't know how much we'll see him. Speaking of defensive players, this is where things got pretty exciting again. Ross Marshall, welcome to the team. A very good centre-back for my team. 31 years of age, again, decent heading, marking and tackling attributes. Physically, really good. Great jumping reach as well. The composure, decision-making, a little bit concerning. Everything else, though, like, I'm pretty happy with. Positioning, not great, but we're in the Vanarama National. I'm not going to get these world-class players. Comes in from Barnet of League 2, so it's taking a step down to Thames. It's amazing we've been able to get him. So, welcome, Ross Marshall. I think you could be quite important to how we go about this season. It looks a bit like Andy Marshall, and he's formerly of Ipswich Academy, so I wonder if he's the son of Andy Marshall. He was a goalkeeper. It's a very niche reference, viewers. Just in the face, he looks a bit like Andy Marshall. I don't know if that's possible. Place of birth was Norwich in 1999, when I believe Andy Marshall played for Norwich. I can't work out if he's the son of Andy Marshall, but if he's not, this is a ridiculous coincidence. I'm gonna have to do some more information, some more digging on this, I think. Oh, but look, just the face of him. I mean, this is very niche, viewers. I'm so sorry. Callum Ball, the final man then we've managed to bring in. I've done it again, but kind of with a bit of reasoning to this one. We've got two players that can feature as target men, right? And as a target man, you don't need to be physically great. It's good to have strength. He hasn't got any. But what I do like about him is he's got quite good finishing, quite good passing, amazing teamwork, bravery, aggression, anticipation. I think Callum Ball will score 5 goals for me this season, and I will put £10 on it. So if anyone wants to bet me £10 that he won't score 5 goals this season, fair enough. Free kick taking, long throws, penalty taking, corners. If he's on the pitch, he's on them all. And yeah, I don't know. I think he's going to score some goals for me. He's on the ball. He's one of these players that is sort of broken, but I'm going to take full advantage. I would love to see how a team of these players would do. That would fascinate me. So there we are. That is the rundown. Financially, then, we are in a little bit of debt. It's fair to say 573,000. It's very difficult to stay inside the wage budget, which we've changed by moving some scouting budgets around and things like that. Yeah, £6,298 per week is what we're spending currently. That is a bit over, £600 over what we're allowed to spend. And tactically then, so let me talk you through it, because on the surface it looks a bit mental. We're playing a 3 at the back system with wing backs. It's annoying that we've lost Haristo, because I thought he was going to be quite a good player over on that left hand side, whereas Heel's got a lot more responsibility now. He's still not a bad player, Heel. Like, he's got a decent tackling and marking, his crossing's okay, his acceleration's fine, but yeah, he's not great. It's a position I can't find a better player for. It's really quite frustrating. Cornwall being goal then, Marshall, Allardyce, Leddy at the back, which means that Mark Scott and Ollie Coker as backup centre back options, really very good. And I definitely think Mark Scott will sort of find his way in there at some point, maybe over Leddy at some stage, but they're all right-footed, so it's very annoying. In the centre then, we talked about Lee Perkins and Ocon. Ings at right wing back, always there. Perkins and Ocon, that's where a lot of our strengths may well come from, right? You look at the star ratings if you care about them at all, but that's where some of our quality lies, in those two boys. On the right-hand side, it's obvious. Nathan Burns, this was part of the strategy, really. How do we get a system that includes him when you don't have a left winger? This is probably that system. 17 acceleration, that's what we're all about. Counter-attacking football, getting him the ball, allowing us to flourish. The tactic is built like that. It's like a custom sort of fluid counter-attack system. We built it yesterday. Rather than counter-pressing, we're regrouping, sitting back, trying to soak up the pressure with those 3 defenders, or 3 centre-backs, with the wing-backs, with the ball winner in the midfield, with an engine in Ocon, and then up front, York and Cabbage. Now, look, I've hoped for good things on many a season, and losing Olkanainen has seen us slip from 20th in this back down to 23rd. I have very little expectation season on season for Thames right now, but one thing I will say is this team is built with a style, with a model, and with a system that I think makes sense, right? I don't think this tactic is very familiar to a lot of these players. Once they get familiar with it, once they learn how to play at a level of intensity that suits all of them, this could be the way forward. I have built a squad. I said it in the stream that we did. Again, I'll leave a link to the direct stream below on Twitch. You can watch the whole VOD through. That I wanted to build a streamer showdown-esque team, right? I didn't want to have a squad that was scrollable, basically. I wanted a little bit of space down here to bring in some youth players later on in the season and maybe incorporate them if we need to, but not get bogged down with too many players and to just make suitable, simple changes as and when they come. Part of that is we've got a second tactic that's been built, which is that, right, where we push an advanced playmaker a little further forward. We bring on the likes of Adam Phillips maybe to start dictating things from a little higher up, supporting Burns, supporting the strikers, and it doesn't really, like, shape-wise, it doesn't really change that much. We just lose one of the centre-backs. Our full-back sits slightly deeper in a 4, and we move that player who was already sitting at the base of the centre-backs into an advanced playmaker role, and we're committing more bodies forward while still having a ball winner and a box-to-box like player in Ocon. So I think this makes the most amount of sense for the team that we've got, for the personnel that we have at the club, and I think our bench feels a little bit stronger than it has done previously, right? The likes of Matty Burns and Shawn Morgan and Mark Scott on there. I think it feels a little stronger. I still think we could do with another winger. Like, if we lose Nathan Burns, we probably end up playing some sort of diamond, which is not ideal for us, but probably is the outcome. Again, I'm quietly confident, but it's hard to be confident when this is your history. Right. There's your update. We will play some matches in tomorrow's episode. We'll get through the first part of the season. I'm probably going to play a few, won't lie to you, and then we'll get to probably the game against #United. And maybe we'll play Solihull Moors, which was a side we faced off in last episode. Let's see how much better we are this year against a side like them. And I'll tell you how I get on in the first 5 league games of the season. I'm excited, I'm apprehensive, but it's going to be fun. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. Want to see some more, make sure you subscribe. And come and follow me over on Twitch, where I stream almost every day. We love with care. From until next time. See you again soon. Goodbye. Here we go again.